Hi everyone, let's talk some comics. And today, this is a first time I'm going to talk about a Valiant comic. That's because we don't carry as many Valiant comics as we should or would like to. But yeah, better this than nothing. So I must say this is my first shot in Bloodshot. That's an easy one, right? And I started with the definitive edition and discovered that there's a movie. I didn't even know about it, never saw it, and I suspect it might not be very good, as after reading the book, I think it's hard to transform it into a good movie unless it has a big budget, and I don't think that's the case. So this comprises Bloodshot number 0, Bloodshot Setting the World on Fire, which is 1 to 4, The Rise and the Fall, 5 to 9, The Harbinger Wars, that's 10 to 13. So this was originally published in 2012 and 2013. It has a big name here, Matt Kindt. I was surprised by that. I didn't know that Matt Kindt had worked for Valiant, let alone doing Bloodshot. But yeah, it's noticeable because the story is very well written. And the guy that seems to be pulling the strings is Duane Swierczynski. Sorry, bro, I can't say your name correctly. Something like that, Swierczynski. I think that should be it. And there's lots of artists here, like Manuel Garcia, Arturo Lozzi, Barry Kitson, Matthew Clark, Matt Ryan, etc., etc. Stefano Gaviano, that one I know. And yeah, so Bloodshot, this is a great book to dive into Bloodshot. I can tell it because, like I said, this was my first dive into Bloodshot comics. And this first page here talks about the nanites and what capabilities they give to our guy, to Bloodshot. So they have both medical applications as they repair his body. By the way, nanites are nano-sized little robots, let's call it, that have a collective intelligence, and they're present in Bloodshot's bloodstream. They give him information and status on the environment, or they can also be used as communication devices. He can make a call or intercept calls, Wi-Fi signals, radio signals, etc. And they also give him extra speed, extra strength, and by the fact that they repair his body, is almost invulnerable. It will take more time for him to recover if the damage is extensive, but he will grow limbs back and things like that. So he's a tough guy to chew. Well, you can chew, but hard to put him off tracks. And in this story, and in this book, in particular, you can see it's a thick trade paperback. It's taking some time to read, and I love that. In a comic, when I get a thick trade paperback, I'm happy, especially if it's a good one. So for me, that I'm a new reader for Bloodshot, I'm discovering Bloodshot and what he can do, what he is about as a character, what's his characteristics, right? His morale, etc. Better saying his morals. Morale is another thing. Sorry, I'm not native English, as you have noticed. And at the same time, you see that Bloodshot is in the same page as you. He doesn't really know very well who he is. He doesn't even know his own name. That's how lost he is. Because it turns out that he is used as a fighting machine, as a tool, and not as a human being. and he has done lots of horrible things in the past that he has no recollection whatsoever, because they can erase his memory and reprogram him, and etc. So yeah, he eventually gets back to old foes and doesn't remind of them. That's what I meant. He has no recollection of who they are. But yeah, he thinks he's a normal guy with a special job. But that's not the case at all, because everything in his mind is implanted. So he thinks he has a wife and kids, he feels the love for them, and that's the way the corporation has found to have him do the work without questioning, and to be loyal, because they always say you're protecting your family, and you have this instinct implanted in you to be protective. So that's how they manipulate him. But throughout the book, he will realize these things. He will try to search for the truth behind what he is now. Of course, he'll try to amend with his past. Yeah, so you'll see him evolve as a character as he gets to know himself a little better, and knowing himself is in this book actually deconstructing himself, deconstructing the beliefs that he had about himself, and yeah, and finding new things about him, and choosing paths, since he can, what he wants is to reset and start from clean slate, right? As you can see, the artwork is very good. At least I like it a lot. It's 2020, 2012, 2013, so the style matches the era, the early 2010s. But it's very consistent. It's if it's not the same guy's drawing, you don't notice the difference, because it really looks like it's only one guy drawing it. It's so leveled that it really gets that feeling. It seems that you're reading one big book. Okay, this is different, but because this might be Bloodshot number 0. No, it's still Harbinger Wars. Well, these seem to be memories. Yeah, it's memories, so that's why the drawings are different. It's just that. So, final considerations. If you're looking for an action-packed book, then you will find that here, alongside with great artwork, as you've seen, good coloring too. But more than that, you have a rich plot behind it. It's not just shoot and blow up. It's really got a nice plot. I don't know Duane Swierczynski, but Matt Kindt doesn't know how to write bad stories. So if he's on the chair along with Duane, I don't know who is actually steering, but Matt Kindt is a prime storyteller. So yeah, I'm not surprised that the story is rich in terms of what's going on, in diversity. It all has a time sequence that is scrambled, so you'll sometimes get away from the present time and have a little flashback of 1 week early, 1 month, 1 year, some years ago, but they will serve the next part for you to understand better the next part of the action, and later on it all fits. You don't quite get it why you're getting that piece of info, but it won't be long before you understand, oh, this is why they were telling me that, because now this is happening. And it's very well, everything is very well stitched, like I said. Yeah, so that's all I have to say about this. A very, very decent, very, very good comic. I haven't read it all yet, but almost almost everything, at least 75%, and that's enough for me to issue a review on it, because I've seen what it holds. So yeah, I found interesting the capabilities that this guy has, and the fact that it's not just I have this power that I regenerate because I do. No, there's almost a scientific explanation to it. Is filled with little nanite surgeons, right? Okay, growing limbs, it's a little bit different, but let's imagine that they can stimulate those cells that actually create new cells and have programmed what kind of cells they should produce, embryonic cells. That could be a thing in the future. You never know. So it has no magic or whatever. You know, perhaps if you've been following me in these videos, I don't really like magical explanations or ethereal explanations for things, and you won't find this here. It's sci-fi, of course. This technology doesn't exist. Maybe it will never exist, but it doesn't seem that far-fetched. Yeah, so seal of approval for this book. No doubt, a very good first experience with Bloodshot. I'm more than surprised. I wasn't expecting it to be that good, to be honest. I wasn't. Yeah, but it is. So, if you like the video, then please like it. If you like these kind of videos, then feel free to subscribe the channel and hit the bell for notifications, because we regularly put out content in a very, it's not every day, but every week at the very least. And pay us a visit at Deviant.fun.biz. That's our online shop. You'll only find comics there, collected editions. We don't sell single issues. So if you search for anything, all you get is books. Yeah, no dirt around it. No prose books, no pop figures, no whatever. We're just books. That's what we are, and that's what we love. Yeah, so pay us a visit. And until then, you please stay very safe, be cautious, but still be happy and read a lot, because that's good for our brains. So, until the next video, Deviant Fun out in 3, 2, 1, bye bye.